Hey, you know how you're awesome? Well, why don't you continue being awesome by checking out my podcast, Waffle Box? Because why the fuck not? I don't know what I'm doing with that hammer. Crazy.
Microdose, dose. Microdose, dose. Microdose, dose. What gets this next? Go and take a guess. No matter who it is, every episode's the best. Every episode's the best. Every episode's the best. If you disagree, you're crazy, simple as chess. Microdose, 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 yeah, microdose.
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you with episode 78 of the Microdose. Very special day. It is the 22nd anniversary of my 21st birthday. We're going to get into more on that. But with me, as always, Robyn Seto. Miss Robyn, if you're nasty, how are you doing today?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm surviving. I'm surviving day to day. The heat is hot, and I am tired. But it's good to be here.
What kind of weather is Sacramento throwing at you right now?
Angry.
Angry. Okay. We talking high 80s?
It's hot and high 90s most
high
of the
90s.
week. Yeah, it's been miserable and it's been humid and something caught on fire, so it has been intermittently smoky. So
okay. But only one thing is caught on fire, or more than one thing?
So far, I think it was just the one, and that was, I think, last week, kind of towards the end of the week. And I'm so Californian that I didn't even bother to look up where the fire was. I was just like, oh, hey, smoke. Doo-doo.
Well, Robyn, we're here today. It's we got a little flashback for you. We're going all the way to episode 57 of the Microdose. March 26th, the travesty happened. We do the Robyn Seto Cameo Party here, and I lost that day. Lost that day. Is a tragedy, is a travesty. I think there was some collusion going on here. But our guest, who's a gentleman and a scholar, he's going to defend his title, Nicholas Evangelista. Welcome back. How you doing, Bob?
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much for having me back. It's an honor to, like I said, be asked the first time, but to be back is just as icing on the cake. And I did beat you pretty good at that game, but I do hear that there's a rematch in the works. So hopefully,
I am invoking my rematch clause, sir. The SVU, SUV, I must have it. I must possess it. If I possess it, I possess nothing. And
it's pretty good. It's driving good. It's holding up well. No complaints on that front.
Keeping the tags up to date and all that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had you here back in March, and you were on the 22nd season of the longest running drama in television, Law and Order SVU. You're now working on season 23. It is August 6th. According to IMDb, always take it with a grain of salt. You guys are blessing the world with a double episode Thursday, September 23rd. One, is that true? And two, where are you guys just with that episode? Is it in the can? Has it been filmed yet? I imagine it's been written. What can you tell us?
Yeah, that you're right. That is that I didn't realize that had been announced. It is a 2-hour premiere.
Wow.
There were some talks. There's so much synergy now with the other Law and Order shows. Organized Crime is the new one with Chris Maloney that is on its second season. But this one is just straight SVU, 2-hour premiere. We are in production on the first part of it, and it's a little bit wonky because we're filming a little bit out of order. But we have a couple of days left on the first episode, and a good amount of post days, as we call them, for all that to be edited and put together. So season 23 has been pretty crazy so far in a positive way. I mean, there was a shift at the end of 22 creatively. The show, it's been on for a long time, so a nice kick in the butt every once in a while creatively is good. So, a lot of new people on set, a lot of new things happening. And the big joke is like, we're all working on a brand new show, it feels like. So a lot of things are happening, super busy, but I think the audience is gonna really see the difference.
Okay. Season 22 ended in June per the viewer. Did you guys get a break in between that date, or were you guys on hiatus in the office before that? Like, I want to know the process of when the first letter for season 23 was typed out. If you could tell us that.
Yeah, it's like we did not get the break that we typically get, and I think that was due to that creative shift that I was talking about. A lot, sets had to be rebuilt, and the offices needed to be open for that. And our production office is in the same building as a lot of our standing sets, a lot of our recurring sets. So when there's people building on the stages, you got to have people in the office, kind of running the show. So we typically get a much more time than we did, but I can't complain. I'm the young guy who's still breaking in, and I'm just kind of happy to be involved.
The Delta variant is now getting a lot of press. We're over 500 days now since St. Patrick's Day 2020, which is when things shut down in San Francisco. As of a couple of days ago, they're talking again about mandatory masks indoors again. What's the situation in New York? What's the situation on your set?
It's a good question. A lot of producers, studios, I think that's like one of the top things in everybody's mind. That, like, NBC Universal, all the studios keeping a very, very close watch and monitoring what's going on in the world. That has a direct impact on everything we do. I mean, we're kind of split into zones. The people who are on set most of the time get COVID tested more often than the people who are in the offices. And for someone like me, I kind of go back and forth between both. So it's testing 3 times a week, and you have lanyards with colors on them that signify where you're supposed to be, and that kind of thing. And it's taken very seriously. And if there ever is, God forbid, a positive result, all that is swiftly taken care of, and people take the time away that they need to and come back. And you still have your job, of course, but it can
for sure
throw a wrench in things quite a bit. So dealing with this pandemic in every industry is insane, but when you have 200 people on a set, it's very closely watched. I'm hoping that things get better. I mean, I know that that's like a broken record at this point, but it's just you get so tired of it after a while. Getting that nose swab, it's like I can go a couple of weeks without that for a little while.
Is it they're just jabbing you in the brain 3 times a week?
Yeah, pretty much. But, you got to do what you got to do to keep everyone safe. It's in the name of safety.
Yeah. I'm just like, can't you just take my word for it and just like palm the guy a 50? My nose is running because you just stabbed me in the brain with a Q-tip through my nose. Maybe that's why my nose is running. Am I sweating? Maybe I get a little nervous when people stab me in the brain with a Q-tip.
Nah.
Today it was like friggin' Six Flags. We had like so many people. It was like a massive line getting to get tested. It's like, yeah, some days are cray, but like I said, you gotta roll with the punches if you wanna make these things.
Right on. I appreciate that. What can fans expect from SVU in the 23rd season?
I think there will be a big difference visually. We're trying to more so than the storytelling. I mean, the storytelling is changing too, and the whole thing with SVU is pulled from the headline. So there's a lot of storylines this year that I think people will recognize, where the inspiration had come from. But I think the main difference that audiences will recognize is the visuals, pumping more light into shots, and more dynamic shots, more action in the background, things like that, to keep it alive. You know what I mean? Especially with the show that some of the content can be pretty dark, as we talked about last time I was on. And the challenge, I think, was like to make changes, but also keep that familiarity that fans who have been watching the show for 20 years, you don't want them to come on and say, oh, well, this isn't the show that I know and love. You know what I mean? So it's about achieving that balance, I think.
Mm-hmm. Did Norberto Barba make that call? Like, I just want to make it look different this year. It's looked like this for 22 years. let's just turn up the saturation a little bit or turn it down, whatever he's looking at.
It was, I mean, certainly Bert was involved, but it was everybody at the top,
Okay.
all the way from, you know, Dick Wolf down. People,
Wow.
I think, especially coming out of season 22 with the pandemic and stuff. I mean, we were one of the only shows in New York to not get shut down a single time, and I think that's
Wow.
a testament to our COVID compliance team and how awesome that they are. But I think everybody was just a little bit tired, a little bit jaded at the end, and we just wanted something new, something fresh.
The NBC has their new Peacock app, or I guess it's not even new anymore, but that's the platform they would like people to go to when they're not actually watching the live network stream. Have they given you guys any notes, or like try and incorporate this somehow, or we need these promos by date for the app specifically?
Maybe, I mean, what's with all these streaming services these days? It's getting ridiculous, man. You can only pay $9.99 a month for so many things, but
Right.
I don't know how involved Peacock is. Maybe that's just a little bit above where I'm at, but it's more coming from NBC Universal and Wolf Entertainment, who are the two top dogs in making this show. So
creatively, is anything like, let an F-bomb fly, we'll bleep it on the network, but it'll run free on the Peacock. Anything like that?
I wish something would get, something like that would happen. I think it would be like super jarring for some of the viewers in like a funny way, but they can be pretty strict. And something that I do that's new this season is actually script clearances. So I didn't do that last season. I'm learning how to do it. And I'm kind of in the midst of it now, learning. But it's like clearances are essentially, for those of you who are listening and don't know, it's like going through the script of each episode and being able to detect any legal conflicts that may arise from what's written in there, whether you're trying to base a character off somebody who's a real person, or if a character has an iPhone in their hand, that needs to be cleared, like things like that. So that's a new responsibility this year, and NBC definitely takes that stuff seriously. Legal claims and things like that is things they desperately want to avoid.
I know you're mostly in the office a lot, just handling the executive part. Have you ever seen on the set, when you have been, or heard stories on the set where just like an extra, maybe he's pushing his weight a little too far when he doesn't need to be, where it's just like someone has to like finally give him a, like, hey, you need to project your voice if you're talking. Also, you're a corpse. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, you dead body. No. I mean, everybody, like we have so many people who are back still. I know there's a lot of new faces this year, but a lot of like background and like, the lead actors stand-ins and stuff. I mean, these people have been around for a long time. So most of the people on the set just kind of know the drill, and it, like, you quickly feel like you're in good hands. You know what I mean? And that's definitely a testament to how long the show's been running. Like if you're on a pilot or something, season one of a show, I think it's gonna be a lot more rocky when you're on set and you're working out those kinks and you're working with people you never had to before. But I do think, and I mentioned this last time, I think, but this is just a strong sense of community on the SVU set. Everybody is just like in it and going and just like dedicated to it. And I've only been on a handful of shows, but there's a pretty marked difference in the way things are run. And I was walking down the hall the other day, and this new guy on stage, one of our wardrobe supervisors, he is new to the show, but had been around for a long time. He's been on lots of shows, lots of movies. And, you're passing people in the hallway and you're like, hey, how's it going? And, you usually get like, good, tired, overworked. This guy was like, I'm doing really great. I'm actually doing really great. And that just kind of stopped me. And I was like, I wanted to know why. I was like, what's going on? He's like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just like, I love the way things are run. And like, I just feel good being here. And that kind of just put things into perspective for me as a young person coming up, that you're in a good place. You know what I mean?
Me and Robyn were actually talking about that last week on the show. I was at a live event, I guess 2 weeks ago now, but it was that final day. Like, everyone was excited to just like get the show over and then pack up and go home. But there were people there, like not only do they enjoy their job, but they are also into the event. So it's a twofer for them. So they're just it's 8:30 a.m. They're in a state they don't live in. The coffee sucks, but they're just like, man, I cannot wait to get into this day. And that's always like a good feeling to just be around.
100%. It just brings everybody up, and having people like directors like Norberto and stuff who just keep that energy alive and just keep moving and just, you know what I mean? It definitely trickles down.
And any special guest directors we can know about coming up?
The director list isn't set quite yet on every episode. I don't want to give anything away that I shouldn't, but Norberto is doing a bunch this season. He was actually just nominated for an Imagine Award for a couple episodes last season. So I mean, they love the work that he's doing, and you know, he's back and in full force, and I think he's doing like maybe 4 or 5 episodes this season. I think as of right now, we got 22 lined up, 22 episodes. But yeah, I mean, they're trying to get some fresh directors, some new voices, and that kind of thing too, which is also, you know, super exciting to bring some filmmakers into the mix.
How's things with Suitcase Productions, or is just everything's involved in 23 this year?
I mean, the past couple of months, it's been all SVU. I haven't had a whole lot of time to do other stuff, but I am still writing always. You know, I'm getting home and I'm pushing out as many pages as I can. And I think I had mentioned last time I'm working on what was a adaptation of a novel into a feature called The New Boy. Now that the feature's under my belt, the author of the book and I are developing it into a pilot, into a series version, just because we think that in terms of sellability and stuff, I mean, TV is hotter than ever. So to have a feature version of the script, to have a pilot version would all be to our benefit. So that's kind of what I'm doing on the side. And I'm also trying to, I don't know if you guys are fans of the superhero genre, but I'm also working on a pilot in that world as well, just for my own. It's an original thing that I'm trying to marry 2 worlds that I really love, which is like that grounded drama and the superhero genre. I've always been a superhero comic book nerd, and trying to, you know, do that as well. So whenever I can find the time.
That's very cool, man. I should introduce you to one of my other co-hosts, Jamel Hemphill. He's a pro wrestling Hall of Famer, but he's also a comic book artist, writer.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. He does a lot of cool stuff. His company's NPC Comics, and
shout out.
Yeah, man. That's what I want to hear. You know what else I'm hearing? I'm hearing some music. I think it's time for the Robyn Seto Cameo Party. Cameo Party.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a while since the last Robyn Seto Cameo Party. Let me see if I can remember how we play this game. It's a Price is Right type style game where I go to cameo.com. I make a list of celebrities that are on there with their price of their cameos, and I make this list to have our lovely host Kush go up against our guests for the week for the championship of whatever this game is called. Oh, right, Robyn Seto Cameo Party. This week's theme is as much a Law and Order as I could find. That I don't think there may be 1 or 2 repeats, but gosh, it's been so long, I'm sure you don't remember. But I think most of these names are fresh. And
so last time we did this category, I lost, and it wasn't a pretty loss either. But I've been doing my stretches. I've been doing my research. I've been reading the tea leaves. I'm going to take back that loss, Nicholas Evangelista. I'm coming for you.
Game on, let's go.
Yeah. The SUV is on the line, so Nick, don't lose out.
Great gimmick.
We're gonna have to pry the keys off. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All right. So
All
let's
right.
see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on this list. And Nicholas, I believe you are up first for our guessing. And so I will kick it off with Mr. Lou Martini Jr.
Sorry, I know Lou.
All right, yeah, no, that's
I feel like
great
I know that
because
name.
he's had various roles, kind of smaller roles, little kind of one-off characters throughout SVU and even on the OG Law and Order and Criminal Intent. He was a guest star for 4 episodes on The Sopranos, and he has over 140 acting credits. And yeah, he's been around.
Okay.
And a really cool last name.
Martini Jr.
I wonder what he's known
for. God, it's been a while. I don't even know where to start. I want to say that he charges $115.
$115.
$115.
All right.
The name is so familiar, but I'm just drawing a blank. I'm not putting a name to the face whatsoever. I'm picturing Abe Vigoda right now, and because I know it's Abe Vigoda, I absolutely know that is wrong. So I'm just gonna throw a blind 50 out there, $50.
Oh, all right, 50. And Lou Martini Jr. is charging a whopping $35. So
What? Oh
no
my
points.
goodness!
Ah, that's okay. We still got 4 left. Next up, we have Alicia Witt, who wasn't on SVU, but she was on Criminal Intent as Nola Falaci, who was a temporary partner for the character Mike Logan. She was in Dune. Dune is her first acting role, I believe. She was discovered by David Lynch and had a guest spot on Twin Peaks. And yeah, she's been around. She's still around. She was Zelda on 6 episodes of Orange is the New Black. So, Nick, what do you think Alicia Witt wants for her time?
Those Twin Peaks fans go pretty hard.
They go hard.
Orange is the New Black is great too. I'm gonna say 55.
55.
I know the name Alicia Witt, and while I've seen Twin Peaks, I don't know who that is. I'm picturing Natasha Henstridge from Species, but so again, I know that's absolutely wrong. I'm also mistaking it for Alicia Vikander, which so again, I'm double wrong here. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go at a blind 99.99.
99.99. Alicia Witt is charging $85.
Mother lover.
Point for our guest. On
guard.
Well, moving right along. Andy Carl. 15 episodes on SVU as Sergeant Mike Dodds. But outside of SVU, he's mainly done Broadway and musical theater. Let's see. I didn't know they made a Rocky musical, but apparently he was in that.
Okay.
So,
do you know who he was in that?
I didn't delve into that. I did see a picture of him dressed up as a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
He did not look like he could pass for Rocky. I will just say that. All right, Nick, what do you think Andy Carl wants?
I don't know. I can't think of the guy's face, but I'm going to cut it in between my first 2 guesses and go $75.
75. Kush.
I'm still stuck on the Rocky on Broadway thing. Like I actually caught a scene of Rocky on Broadway when it was up for like a Tony. The Tonys get played in this house, and one day I was just like walking through the. Anyway, they actually have stagehands rotating the ring during the fight, so you get that camera pan, and I was just like, this is the sickest thing ever, and I want to go see this now. I still have no idea who this guy is. $10.
$10.
He's a super Broadway guy, super New York guy, so I know I'm underbidding like hell, but $10.
Well, he's charging Mr. Andy Carl $75 on the nose. So
Hey.
point for
Oh,
our against.
wow.
Ooh.
Sorry,
Oh
Kush.
my god.
Uh-oh.
I'm never gonna bring home the SVU. The SUV.
Never allowed back on the show, Nick. Never.
Well, we'll see. Can you tie it up, or are you gonna lose out on it again? Well, we'll see. We have Miss Tova Feldsha, who is on 13 episodes of the original Law and Order as Danielle Melnick, a defense attorney, and is also credited as Deanna Monroe on The Walking Dead. And as recently as this year, she is credited as a Mrs. Krollerman in the upcoming Clifford the Big Red Dog movie.
Which has been shelved because of the Delta variant. Who is she in The Walking Dead?
She's Deanna Monroe, a leader of the Alexandria Safe Zone.
Oh, that okay. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I work with a lady who looks just like her. It's so weird. I honestly thought it was her for a second. Anyway.
All right, Nick. What do you think Miss Tova wants for her cameo?
Similar to Kush, I'm stuck now on, like he was with Rocky. I'm thinking about how they're going to CGI Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Oh, there's a trailer out right now. It was going to be out in like 3 weeks, and Paramount's just yeah, we don't like. We're trying to market this to kids. We can't have them getting sick in the theater. So on the shelf it goes.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go down to $40. $40.
$40.
What do you think, Kush? Huh?
I don't mean to sound mean, but her name sounds it's like Ukrainian or something. And no offense to the Ukrainians, but her name sounds like a pedial fungus. The trailer for Clifford the dog. It's literally they got a little dog. They colored it red digitally, and then they just blew it up in green screen. So it looks funky, but it's also it's a movie meant for 6-year-olds, Nick.
I want to know what that looks like on set.
Oh, yeah, that would probably be a fun thing to see the behind the scenes of. $50, please. $50 is my answer.
$50.
Because I've been so rude.
$50. She's charging. Oh. She is charging $75. So hey, Kush gets the point.
Hey.
All this karate punches.
Uh-oh.
Gonna start playing Eye of the Tiger or something.
Woo.
All right, I'm not out of it. I'm on the board, baby. This is it.
Yeah. You've got it. Yeah. All right. Last and not least, and I think he's been on this show before, but I didn't remember even looking at it. I said, "Oh, that's what he's charging." Mr. Ice-T. Ice-T.
I don't believe Ice-T's been on the show before. I mean, as far as this game is concerned.
Okay.
We just had Ice-T on 3 months ago, Robyn. Come on.
Oh, wow, Ice-T. Yeah,
Tracy says hello, by the way, Nick.
If you see him sometimes, he'll be on set, and in between takes, he'll literally be shooting a cameo like really quick.
Wow.
So
get your family. Yeah.
All right. So how much money do you think Ice-T could be making on those little bitty breaks between takes?
I think that it's probably decent. I think 99 is a good guess.
Yeah, Euro 99. All right, Kush.
This is Ice-T. This is the godfather of gangster rap, man. Like, first of all, he goes triple digits, but also I want to rant a little bit. Apparently he was trending the other week on Twitter because people were surprised that his child looks like him. And it's like, you ignorant assholes. Like, if you went, like, there's a 50-50 chance. It's no shit his kid looks like him. You fucking ignorant assholes. I was offended for Ice-T, and he doesn't need me to be offended for anybody. I was like, Ice-T is charging $500 for a cameo. And
$500.
$500.
Oh, 500. He's charging $450 for a
Motherfucker.
cameo. So, Nicholas, you get to keep the SVU SUV for until the next time.
Oh my goodness.
Coach, we can go for it. We can go for a joyride anytime you want.
All right, you got it, man. But I'm hotboxing the car, and you just have to make deal. You just got to deal with that. So,
I'll drive. It's all good.
that's what's up. That's what's
Hell
up.
yeah.
Robyn Seto's Cameo Party. Robyn Seto's Cameo Party.
That was the Robyn Seto Cameo Party.
Oh,
Nick, like I said, the Law and Order SVU 23rd season, it comes out September 23rd.
23 on the
Anything you
23rd.
want to plug specifically? Yeah, it does seem like a coincidence, doesn't it, Robyn?
Oh, no.
Anything that I want to plug?
Anything you want to plug aside from this?
No, I mean, just watch the show, check out my name in the credits. I'm very proud. And hopefully one day you get to see something that I wrote on the screen one day.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've just watched live broadcast network anything. Can you actually see your name in the credits, or do they do? So in the mid '90s, they made a Simpsons joke about this, by the way, where they would take the credits panel and then they would tilt it 45 degrees and then run so and so, like, man bites dog, news at 11, and he was like, I wanted to see who was anyway.
In this new digital age, I honestly I don't watch it really live anymore, so I'm not sure what it looks like when you're watching it on prime time. But if you watch it on like Hulu or something, you stick around, it's you get that full screen action.
Gotcha. Robyn Seto, you do some stuff around here. What do you do?
Oh yeah,
dude.
A little thing I do around here on the BosNet is my polite beer expressions, which are a weekly craft beer written review. They're pretty short, so it's not like you have to sit down with your bifocals and your iPad in front of a fireplace. You can probably read it on your lunch break or whatever. Pretty easy, pretty fun. Every week I review a different craft beer. I try to mix it up a lot. There's all sorts of stuff in my back catalog. I'm currently on a little vacation. We're expected to come back, August 19th. So our new day is Thursday. So it was Wednesday. We're going to Thursday, same time, noon, because I like sleeping in. And so check the backlog out for now and keep an eye out for those new ones coming soon.
So dig this. No Kush and Kai in August. It's not just life gets in the way, but it's a good story, and I promise you're gonna love it when you hear about it in September. But don't be surprised if you hear about it in October. But trust, there's more Kush and Kai, but nothing in August. However, tonight being August 6th, like I said, is the 22nd anniversary of Kush Hayes' 21st birthday, and I'm getting together with the Overlook Theater and the Barely Functioning Gamers, and on their Twitch TV site, we're going to be playing Rock Band 3 from 7:30 p.m. Pacific time till the sunrise. I can't tell you. It's going to be a fun time, though. Check that out. Next week, August 14th, the Honorable Kush Hayes is presiding over Iron Dragon TV's Action Fest Film Festival. That's an online thing, and you can check it out at idtvactionfest.com. I will hopefully have information about ticket fees ASAP. And then finally, August 25th, the Kick-Ass Movie Podcast, Episode 4. Me and director Len Kabaczynski, Master Len Kabaczynski, are bringing in Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jamel Hemphill from Sweet Science Cinema to talk Undisputed 2. was
Whoa,
a
worlds
mouthful.
collide.
August has never been bigger. Oh, it needs 32 days. For Nicholas Evangelista, I've been Kush Hayes.
I have been wrong.
You have been you.
Thanks so much.
Microdose, 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 yeah, microdose.
From the BosNet family.
No shit, his kid looks like him.